Hey guys, Bowie here, and this is Hard Counters, how to play Huskar against Ancient Apparition. AA is one of the heroes that completely destroy Huskar, at least in theory, but with the hero being the highest win rate in 5k plus games, I can see why this rank 100 player decided to give it a go, even though Radiant still had a support pick in their sleeves. Since we're talking Huskar, if you ever watch my guide on how to play the hero, I'm a big fan of the early win lace level 1, since it helps you chase down and zone those annoying offlaners with no escapes, like Underlord, Tidehunter, Bristleback. Pvgna though is not that type of hero, so the Bracer not only gives you more HP, but increases your early game damage, something quite important in a hero that has so little base damage, especially after the side shop changes and you not being able to get the blades of attack as soon as possible. If you just check Huskar's quick buy, it's easy to understand why he has no armlet selected. Armlet and AA is like trying to fit Arteezy on Team Secret, it's just a waste of time to even try it, and in this game, both position 1 and 2 heroes rely a lot on right clicks. There's no item in the game that gives strength and useful stats for Huskar like Halberd. One River is almost the same price and it gives no main, no evasion, no extra damage, and there's the active that's pretty much the biggest counter against right click heroes in the game. So I'm a big fan of the decision. The TLDR of this guide is that all of his items and decisions rely on maxing the magic reduction as fast as possible, while at the same time having some kill potential but also bulking up in HP. Getting more than 1 point in the region is a waste of time, and more often than not you don't see Huskars getting power threads in the hero, but in this case he wants as much cheap HP as possible. A lot of people feel like Huskar without armlet shouldn't even be bothered to be played to start with, but with threads, that Bracer, he and Kunkka get a lot of kills just finally. In regards to his skill build, in a game where you're afraid of being bursted at all times, it makes a lot of sense to max your passive without even maxing Burning Spears. The gains from level 3 to level 4 are quite subpar, and inner vitality is meaningless if you get jumped and AA blasted. It's also interesting to see that when he is over 50% HP and there's no inner vitality bonus coming into play, he thread switches to Agi while he heals. The increase in HP regen you get by having strength threads doesn't make the percentage HP regen worth it, so that's good to know. Just leave it on Agi if you can. Since this guy knows that AA doesn't have 6 yet, he keeps playing aggressively and getting as much out of the map as possible with the hero. I was mentioning how Halberd is good on the hero, but I'm a bigger fan of getting Dragonlance before it. At this point in the game, having the chance to spend 1.4k gold to get extra 4 strength and some evasion from Halberd, or getting 12 strength with the added armor and the attack range feels way better. AA Blast is incredibly obnoxious against Huskar, and maxing HP in my opinion is the best way to deal with it. Dragonlance after Sange is the cheapest and most fitting item that gives this amount of strength for the hero, and it's an item that can be upgraded as well. Another thing to notice is that he fares himself quite a decent amount of tangles when playing like this. Since level 1 inner vitality is not great value for the amount of mana he spends, and since tangles now scale with your strength, you can actually get some decent value out of them even in the mid game. Comparing how much regen you get with tangles at level 1 to the stage he is right now, you get a 35% increase in the effectiveness of the item. That's some pretty solid increase, and it makes up for the build that while grading strength lacks HP regen without armlet. This is the first time he dies in the game, and the point in any match when you resent picking Huskar against Ancient Apparition. While the AA Blast was not what killed him, he couldn't regen from it, and he also ulted during the duration. Probably not the best idea. He does win the game, so let's take a look in some more deviations from the normal build he takes to achieve that. First, you rarely get the HP talent so early, but since regen is quite lackluster this game, he goes for it at level 11. Not only that, but it's super common to get a Morbid Mask on the hero and also get the level 15 lifesteal talent. But he refrains from getting the item and gets the Burning Spears damage talent, something you're probably only going to see here. This game was quite hard, but this fight showcases how the HP approach has its merits. Since Huskar has no armlet, even after the AA Blast, he's able to take Tiny down, and thanks to the run buff, he almost kills Troll. The only reason he dies here is that Treant killed the courier with the Talisman of Evasion before the fight started, so I feel like this game was actually harder than it should have been. A big mistake I feel like Huskar players often do is try to build BKB against AA. It's not like the item doesn't have its merits, but in this game, BKB doesn't help against permabash, and that's probably the biggest thing he needs to address. It's also not very good against Treant ult, because he can just wait after you pop BKB. You will still lose lose HP from your burning spears as you attack, even if you have BKB, and above all that, you will still shatter from AA Blast. Yeah, you avoid the damage, but you're already taking little damage from the ticks, since you have so much magic resistance. So I feel like Hurricane Pike is way superior than BKB here. This is the fight that gives them the Roshan and wins them the game, since he's able to spot AA Blast being wasted to scout Roshan. When a fight starts close to him, he's way more willing to fight than take Roshan. With that Hurricane Pike, it's almost impossible for Radiant to lock Huskar down, especially without AA Blast, and suddenly you start seeing why this hero has such a big win rate now. In my opinion, AA is not the hardest counter to this hero anymore, with the laning phase giving so much extra gold than before, and this hero being so reliant in the first 2 to 3k gold he farms in the beginning of the game. I feel like countering that point, countering the laning phase, is way more relevant to winning against Huskar than AA. Supports like him will hardly have level 6 before the 12-minute mark, and at this point, if Huskar has a laning phase like this one, he will probably have a ton of kills and will be able to itemize and deal with the hero just fine, like we saw here. Well, this wraps up for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please check the link in the description. I just want to remind everyone that my Patreon was completely revamped. There's a ton of different rewards there that maybe interest you. One of my best friends in the Dota scene, a rank 100 player, challenged me to learn new heroes. So these are the heroes that I will be playing in stream, and those are also the heroes that have to do with the rewards in the Patreon. So if you want to learn one of those heroes, please check my stream out as well as Patreon. I'm also uploading a Tinker guide on Pvgna, so check the link in the description. I'm coaching via gamersensei, the link is down below, and I hope you guys had a fantastic day. If you have any video suggestions, if you disagree with anything that was said in the video, please comment down below. And that's it, guys. Bye.